Hello, today you will hear a story about a man's revenge. Since childhood, I was taught to be organized. My parents tried to instill in me a love for cleanliness. This greatly influenced my attention to detail. In the future, I have always been concerned about the state of the world around me. Even as a child, I would inform my parents about any news I learned regarding environmental pollution. In childhood, things often seem to be either black or white. Why do people seek to destroy our environment, despite the fact that they themselves live in it? As I grew older, this concept took on a whole new meaning. However, my principles remained the same. I have always strived to protect the environment, which is why I chose to work in the field of environmental protection. Of course, I did not protest or demand officials to be more environmentally conscious, but I had a strong voice in an environmental company that held a significant position in our world. My research and proposed projects have helped save numerous tree plantings and create optimal conditions for garbage collection and recycling in the city. I always knew that I was doing the right thing, and I was proud of my actions. In my personal life, I was lonely and struggled to find someone who shared my views and supported me. But it was not always this way. One morning as I was on my way to work, I stopped at my favorite cafe to get my morning coffee. The girl in front of me was also ordering a coffee drink. "Your drink is ready," the barista said as he placed a steaming cup of coffee on the counter. "1 minute," the girl said, rummaging through her bag. "I'm sorry, this is so embarrassing. I forgot my wallet at home," she said in confusion. "Don't worry, I'll pay," I politely offered. "Oh no, what are you doing?" "You don't have to do that," the girl said, taken aback. "I insist," I replied. "Perhaps we will see each other here again, and then you can treat me to coffee," I added with a smile. The girl smiled back and I quickly paid the barista. And that's how I met Marina. She was a cheerful and pleasant girl who I immediately liked. We started seeing each other more and more often, and, eventually, we began a relationship. I was overjoyed to have finally found someone who shared my views. Marina supported me and was proud of my actions. Now, 15 years into our marriage, I still remember that first day we met, as if it were yesterday. Of course, our relationship was not always perfect. Sometimes Marina would show her strong-willed character, which I actually admired. But there were also challenges and nuances that we had to work through together. Over time, Marina began to change. She was no longer as interested in my affairs, environmental protection, and other similar topics. She often hinted that I should make concessions to people who offered large sums of money for my favor in their projects. These projects were mainly associated with building in areas not intended for construction, which required the destruction of many plants. This was unacceptable to me. "Listen, Simon, I still support your beliefs," Marina said indignantly. "What are you talking about? Are you suggesting that I take bribes? Is the money I earn honestly not enough for you? In my opinion, you don't need anything else. Simon, you understand? It's all good, it's true. But have you ever wanted more? I'm not saying you have to agree with everyone, but can't you make a couple of exceptions for me? This is a huge opportunity for us to become even richer. People don't just come to you, they know how influential your word is. I'm only asking for a little help in this matter, and we will be better off than ever before." What are you saying? Do you even hear yourself? You're asking me to compromise my principles and jeopardize all of my hard work. You know, I can't do that. You've always supported me before. What has changed now? Yes, because these colossal opportunities are right in front of you. You don't even have to do much, and yet there is a chance to earn a lot of money. This is how our argument started. Marina started giving up on me more and more. I hope this doesn't affect our way of life. After so many years of marriage, many families go through this, and I have decided to do whatever it takes to save my family. "Simon, my friend, can I talk to you for a minute?" My colleague from the office called me. "Now, Stephen, I'm busy. What's going on?" "Listen, I need to talk to you." "Simon, we've known each other for a long time, so I decided to share this information with you, because I respect you and your business. It's about your wife. Do you know Thomas?" "Yes, I know him. We sometimes hang out together. He's a friend of my wife." "What about him?" "Well, my friend works at the Space Hotel. He sees Thomas quite often with your wife, and it seems like they have a hostile relationship. I know it's none of my business and I don't want to spread gossip. I just wanted to warn you, and you can do whatever you want with this information. Steven, this can't be true. I can't believe it. Marina would never cheat on me. And I know Thomas quite well. I told you it's none of my business, but I know him well, so do what you think is best. This information shocked me. Every time I dismissed the thought that Marina could really cheat on me with Thomas, but these thoughts kept running through my head. I already had a tense relationship with Marina. If I were to ask her about these rumors now, it would not lead to anything good. So I decided to see for myself. Baby, how is Thomas doing? I haven't seen him in a while, I asked my wife. Nothing, everything is fine. Why do you ask? Well, I thought maybe we could all meet tonight and have dinner together? Unexpectedly, but it is possible. Well then call him and invite him over. I purposely invited Thomas to visit us. I wanted to observe his and Marina's behavior from an outside perspective. Maybe I had missed something before. Thomas dear, come in, I greeted Thomas politely at the door. Hello Simon, good to see you, Thomas answered me in a dry and restrained manner. But when he saw Marina, he was much more enthusiastic. And at that moment, I was trying to figure out if it was just my imagination or if there was really something suspicious going on. Throughout the evening, I noticed how Thomas playfully looked at Marina when I wasn't looking. But I also noticed his sly glances directed at my wife. By the end of the evening, I was even more confused and couldn't distinguish between truth and lies. Thoughts of betrayal were driving me crazy, so I decided to follow Marina. The next day, I called my colleague Steven and found out which hotel room Thomas was staying in. Luckily, Thomas always booked the same hotel room in advance, at the top of the hotel with a terrace. I waited for that room to become available and then booked it. I brought hidden cameras with me, and quickly installed them in different areas of the hotel room. Then I asked Steven to let me know when Thomas would be back in the room. I didn't have to wait long. Marina had told me she was going to visit her mother for a couple of days. Normally I wouldn't have thought much of it, but now I suspected it was all a lie. Soon Steven called me and said that Thomas had checked into the hotel again, just a day after I had been there. The video was recorded on a hard drive that I had hidden in the same hotel room. I had to break into the hotel again to retrieve the cameras and storage device. I secretly booked the hotel room again just after Thomas was supposed to leave. After a couple of days, Marina returned and acted as if nothing had happened. Hello dear, how is your mother? You know, it feels really good. We had such a good time together, that you can't even tell. In Marina's words, I noticed a bright and undisguised lie, which Marina poured into my ears without any regrets. I tried to calm down. I had to control myself until I checked the video footage in the room. And here I was sitting on the couch in this hotel, connecting the hard drive to my laptop. What I saw and heard shocked me. Marina, come in, make yourself comfortable, I'll be right over, Thomas said imposingly. Marina began to undress, and there I was, my sweet bun. Thomas returned in his shorts. They wasted no time and began to have sex like horny dogs right in front of my eyes. I suspected that something was really wrong here, but due to my naivety, I hoped until the end that this was not what I thought. But now everything was clear. I felt sick and disgusted, but soon I heard even more interesting things after sex. Marina, what's your damn environmentalist? Is he going to support my project? Thomas asked. I've tried to push him to this, but he basically does not want to participate, Marina answered angrily. Stubborn bastard. We need to take him to his favorite forest, and bury him there. And don't say anything. He's already got me. Don't worry my sweet, with or without him, I'll get my way anyway. I will force him to accept this offer, and then you and I will get what we want. It would be nice if this happened as soon as possible. I'm tired of being around Simon in this no-slip routine. We'll make them all listen to us. I'll definitely find a way, before they all suspect anything. And then you and I will dance with a lot of money. Revisiting it all, I felt like I was in a parallel world. The shell company that Marina so actively promoted to me was actually owned by Thomas. He was the one who forced Marina to put pressure on me. I couldn't believe that all of this was really happening. I had believed my wife for so many years, tried to do everything for her and for our future, and she was secretly sleeping with a dirty liar. Panic and horror shackled my body. I didn't know what to do next. These feelings completely paralyzed me. I tried to suppress this overwhelming emotions, got ready and left the hotel. That evening, I didn't return home. With a bottle of whiskey, I spent the night in the car, trying to make sense of everything I had seen and heard. The next morning, I woke up with a heavy heart. The front panel in the cabin burned my hands. Amidst all the madness that I had experienced, I was fixated on one thought. I needed to punish these people. Bastards, and punish them so that these creatures feel everything that they have done. Gathering my strength, I returned home. Marina greeted me anxiously. "Simon, where have you been? I couldn't get through to you all night." "I'm sorry, my love, I had a nervous breakdown at work. I needed to be alone, and I always said that work would bring you success. By the way, did you consider my proposal for that project?" Marina asked boldly and without emotion, even at that moment. "Dear, let's not talk about it today." I gritted my teeth and replied. At that moment, I wanted to grab this greedy woman by the hair and smear her face on all the walls in the house. I could clearly see what a terrible person lived with me under the same roof, but I focused on my revenge and endured her hypocrisy until the end. "Marina, darling, in 3 days I will have a big deal. I will probably accept a bribe so you can continue to live like this." "You're right. We'll take this money. And listen, let's call Thomas. He has become like a real family member lately. Let's celebrate together." "Honey, are you serious? I can't believe my own ears. This is incredible news." "Finally? Of course I'll call Thomas." "Great. I've planned something big on the roof of our house. So I take full responsibility for organizing the celebration. You will definitely like it." "Okay, darling. I will make Thomas happy. He will definitely be there." I knew how happy these people would be with this news. But for them, I have a real surprise. During these days, I carefully prepared a special structure on the roof of our 3-story house. And now the evening has come. On the roof of our house, I have created a luxurious atmosphere. In the middle of our small terrace, there was a special construction. It was a slightly elevated platform on which there was a festive table. I welcomed our guest. "Thomas, hello. Simon, you have no idea how happy I am to see you," I thought, hugging Thomas with a forced smile. "Well, gentlemen, let's go upstairs." "Simon, what a beautiful setup!" Marina exclaimed enthusiastically. "Yes, I tried," I said, and seated the guests in their designated places. I sat down opposite them. "Guys, I have prepared a small presentation for you." I pointed to the TV, which was not far from the table. "But first a toast. Yes, let's drink to the despicable creatures who poison everything around with their lies." I raised my glass to the human garbage that these creatures are. "Namely for you. You heartless bastards," I exclaimed, turning on the video from hidden cameras with entertainment and conversations between Marina and Thomas. "Oh, you're a creature," Thomas yelled, trying to get up. At that moment, I threw a half-full bottle of champagne at this bastard, right into his furious snout, and pressed the secret pedal. From this, the edge of the plateau on which Marina and Thomas were sitting tilted sharply, and these bastards rolled to the edge of the roof. Then, screaming, they fell into a pre-prepared pipe on the side of the house for construction waste. Downstairs, they dug into the dumpster of a pre-parked sweeper. The driver was an old friend of mine, Jose, who without further ado and for a moderate fee, agreed to silently take these bastards, along with other waste, directly to the city dump. At that moment, I finished my glass of champagne and threw it into the same pipe. Returning from a dirty dump was not the worst thing that awaited these vile creatures. I handed over the footage to the special services, where they dealt with Thomas. He was searched and found a bunch of illegal contracts, so now this bastard will spend a long time behind bars. As for my wife, I successfully divorced her. This creature will be dragged through the courts for assisting in Thomas's illegal affairs for a long time to come. Thanks to this, she got nothing from me after the divorce. My revenge was complete, and now I could safely start life from scratch. Dear listeners, your support is very important to us. If you like our story, please like, comment, and subscribe. It's very motivating for us. We need your feedback to improve our content.